This music catalog just sold for $300 million. We're going to go over what exactly happened in today's video. What's up, guys? This is Omari with No Nonsense Music Marketing, the #1 place for music business and industry advice online. If you're not subscribed already, click that subscribe button so you get updates on every new video that we do. Very important videos like today's one on how Irv Gotti sold his, he didn't even sell his entire catalog. He sold 50% ownership stake of his masters with additional funding for various film and television projects, so sync licensing, and anything that was under his brand of Murder Inc. He sold that for a reported $300 million. What does this mean for artists? How should you digest this information? All right, so if you're not familiar, Irving Lorenzo founded Murder Inc. Not really keen on the name myself, but is what it is. Following his success at Def Jam Records, he founded this in 1999. So, guys, that's 23 years ago. 23 years ago. This isn't even a record label that started in like 1920 or 40 or whatever. 23 years ago. A lot of us were alive watching this video. You were alive in 1999. This dude started this label, now sold it $300 million. 50% ownership stake. $300 million. During a bear market, $300 million. Sold his stake to Olivier Chastain's acquisition vehicle, Iconoclast, a Los Angeles-based firm entering the music rights acquisition space. So as we've said probably a dozen times at this point, these people are buying up the music industry. Investment firms buying up the music industry. So you got the big three, your big three record labels, your Universal Music Group, Sony Music, so on and so forth. Then you're getting all these big investment firms that have billions of dollars in assets or trillions of dollars in assets from rich people who are just trying to grow their wealth. There's nothing particularly wrong. I want to reiterate this because there's something popular going on with millennials and Gen Z that if you have this money and you're trying to grow your money, that it's evil. It is evil to be greedy, but it's not evil to try to grow your money when everybody else not taking the opportunity. Why would you not take the opportunity? Like if you know real estate, why would you stop doing that? If you know the music business and acquiring rights, why would you stop doing that just because nobody else is doing it? So these are things that artists can do. You guys can do this. You can take actions. We'll go over some action steps next, but it does not necessarily make people evil just because they are making money. Some of the things you could argue that some of the content that they're coming out with would be evil, which I could agree with. However, just because they're going and looking for good investment opportunities does not necessitate that it is evil. So this happened. They started, Iconoclast started in the music rights acquisition space in February of 2022. So earlier this year. They haven't even been in it that long. All you really need is connections to people with money, and then you can go acquire the assets that you want. So they purchased Robbie Robertson's music publishing name, likeness, recorded music interests. Like if you pay that amount of money, you're paying for everything. So your image or likeness, they can come out with the different ads and even your likeness they own. Let's skip down here. In the article is from Digital Music News. Olivier Chastain, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, previously served as CEO at Irving Aesop's Iconic Artist Group, IAG. Last year, made several music rights acquisitions, including the Beach Boys, David Crosby, Linda Ronstadt, I'm sure more. But they've completed at least 5 separate music acquisition rights since the fall of 2021. That was Iconoclast. And they lost in fall of 2021. I'm sorry. So this, what can artists do with this information? You can, one, observe that later in the article, it says that the company PIMCO is likely the one that acquired this or was the backer to the fund, and they have $2.2 trillion in assets. So this is just people. That's not one guy with 2.2 trillion or one lady. It's a bunch of people who don't really need to work anymore, right? If it's $2.2 trillion, they don't need to work. They just need to grow their capital so it lasts in their family for generations. And they're giving it to people who do need to work to work out these deals and buy smart assets. And more people are pouring their money into the music industry. Why? Because people are always going to listen to music. It's not riskier like a crypto that you're not sure which ones are going to work out. You're buying the music that people are already listening to. It's not like music is going to go away. People are always going to listen to music wherever it is. If it's on Spotify in 20 years or if it's a different app, you just buy the rights to that. And it's obviously the artists are doing these deals. This is not a bad deal for Irv Gotti. There's a bunch of artists who've sold their catalogs, and some people might try to hop online and say, oh, they should have hang on to their rights and all this stuff. They're getting paid a hefty premium. This is not a bad premium. This is not a bad deal for Irv Gotti to get $300 million. He didn't even sell all the rights, 50%. This is not a bad deal to take that one. You can take that capital and do something else with it. If you don't want the residuals from the music income, he could have sold 100% at a different valuation. But you can put that in other assets. It is a lot of money. $300 million is not chump change. So what should artists do? One, recognize that whenever you control the assets, if you take most of the risk, you get most of that reward at the end. So if you want to fund all that, like, you have to take into account Irv Gotti was the one funding a lot of this. So if you fund the promotion, if you come up with all the deals, then you can have the say so at the end of the day to sell your catalog. So it's kind of, do you want to own half of a watermelon or a whole grape? Like, do you want to, if you want to own the watermelon, then you need to come up with all the funds to own the watermelon. If not, you're going to end up with your own grape at the end of the day. And sometimes, indie artists may own 100% of their catalog, but it'll not be a big catalog. So you have to know how to promote yourself and make great music and do all this organization and record labels and sign other artists. Or you need to partner with somebody, whether that be a promotion firm or even signing off some of your catalog to a record label or promotion agency that will go out and push your projects, and then make sure you don't sign a deal that would jeopardize your entire catalog, but maybe you just sign off individual products. If you're going to go that route, sign off individual projects. Or if you want to keep all your equity, if you don't want to sell off any of your catalog, you have to have capital to start off. A helpful analogy may be to look at it like you're starting a business, because you are. Do you want to bootstrap, or do you want funding? If you don't have the money to bootstrap, then you either need to go work to get that money, or you need outside capital. So whether you hear companies say, we raised $4.5 million, we raised this and did that, we did a funding round, we did a Series A, we did a Series B, Series C, you hear all these things, post-money valuation, all those terms, you can go look those up. All that means is somebody gave up equity to their company. Sometimes that's necessary to have speed to market, and you want to grow faster, got to give up some equity. It's very rare that you're going to bootstrap and grow just as fast as if you raise the money. So it just depends on what you want to do with your music career. One thing I will say, no shade to the comment section. However, you'll get people just giving their opinion in there, and they don't actually have an asset that's worth anything. So they'll say, oh man, you should hang on to your equity. That can be true. However, if someone doesn't even have the experience to really back what they're saying, Like they still could be saying something true. It's just it sounds different when it comes from somebody who's actually working in the space. So if we say like, hey, we bootstrapped, and obviously we have a company and there's employees here and they have, benefit plans and we promoted tens of thousands of artists, that's different than, just some random person on the street or, an artist that does not have as much of a presence making the same statement. So just say that to say, not to say that people can't have an opinion, but just make sure that when you're hearing all the different opinions about the music business, that somebody has some experience behind them. And people may give you, they may give you their own opinion, their own point of view. That's fine. Some of those may be conflicting, but just make sure that you ask good questions to people so that you can get a good grasp on the subject at hand. So you guys hit us up in the comments section with that. Still feel free to hit us up in the comment section. We still like hearing from you guys, and make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you get updates on every new video. A lot of you guys are watching this right now, even though we say it sometimes. A good percentage of you watching this are not subscribed. So hit the subscribe button so you get updates on every new video. And also, it will help us out in the algorithm if you hit the like button and comment as well. And we'll catch you in the next video.